Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Sorry, I'm a little late coming in. We didn't get to pre-market. Um, was trying to get on YouTube. Again, I'm still working out the kinks with YouTube and using StreamYard and seeing if I want to invest with the features. I have already entered one of my plays, which is just like it's a lotto plays Friday. So I'm in the 690 call for SPY, and it is already up 63%. I got in that play at $11. So I am going to, drop that in the chat. I am in. Thank you so much in here first and foremost. So again, I'm in the 690 lotto play. It's $11. This is going to be a hero play. It is already up 50% and fluctuating. If we get a little bit more boost, this thing can run. But it is early. We usually don't take a trade until 9. So I am a little early to this play, but it's already up 50%. So it was a good one to look at. I did also add to my watch list, and it's already over 100%. Dang, I should have gotten that one. The 6920 call, it was $38 when I added it to my watch list. The same when I added the SPY contract, and this just shows you how much faster SPX contracts move. The SPY contract is up 50%, but it's only up $6, and that contract was $11. The SPX play was $38, and it's up 136%, but it's up $52. Like in just a matter of minutes, these contracts have exploded. But I really wanted to come on, not just for trading. We do want to make our $100 before lunch, but I did want to talk about my rookie of the year, SOFI. So today or this morning, we're going to talk about a few things with SOFI. So SoFi did a share offering, and if I think I read it correctly, they're looking to buy some AI software. So they did a share offering for the shares to be. I think the offering was at 27.50. So naturally, that's going to bring the share price down. If you provide the shares at this price, drops the share value. I'm just going to grab probably two more today at this price because I think this is going to be base level. This is the offer that they provided to, I think, Google and Microsoft or whatever broker, whoever's brokering the deal. So we should see it rebound. Also, there's been hints that SoFi is going to get included in the S&P 500. Again, this is the ultimate goal, kind of like the Olympics for athletes and things like that, is to be included in the S&P 500. Once they get that inclusion, it should look well. Think about your top companies that we trade with SPY. You're looking at Tesla, you're looking at Microsoft, you're looking at Google, you're looking at Apple. So to be included in that bunch would be so phenomenal. So getting in and getting shares under $30, under $20 is a good positioning. Anything earlier than that, even better. But that's why the shares are down. I don't know if anybody read the articles, but that's why they're down. They did this share offering. Anytime they have it, it does bring the price down. But they wanted that liquidity in offering those shares. I think it's going to be around the scale $1.5 billion. So look for this to continue to rise. We want to see it get into the gap. 2750 is like my number. I want to see it hold 2750, and we can buy some shares there. Getting them lower just provides DCA, dollar cost averaging. So I'm okay there as well. But I'm gonna set an alert right now for 2750, just so I can keep an eye on it on when it is popping back up. But again, this is why they're down. They're down $2. Do I still see an outlook of them hitting 40 by the end of before January? Well, not before January, but before January 16th, the contract I was looking at. With the market pulling back and then them doing this offering, 30 to 35 is more my range now. And when you're investing, you can adjust when you can have high hopes, and that was the strike that was on everybody's radar. But this did take some of the steam out. But investors and shareholders and a lot of people that I talk to, they're invested in SoFi. They're trading on SoFi. I have a client that's moving overseas. They have set up their account with SoFi. So you're able to do crypto trading. You're able to trade options. You're able to do mortgages, loans. They just provide a lot of ingenuity and assets for companies. Whoa. Okay, so the SPY just decided to take off again. That $38 contract for SPX 6920 has just hit $100. I mean, early morning bucks being made. I should have took way more contracts. This contract's up $16 now. The one that I'm actually in, it's 160 something percent, and still has room to grow and blow. So again, early morning test. There's my SOFI alert going off. I'm not sure why my alerts are not there. Why is it not popping up on my screen? But we can see it here. My alert just went off. So now I'll go back to SOFI. We hit the level. Market's taking off nicely. So we want it to hold. So when I say hold, here is the bottom of the gap. I want to see a clean candle close above here and for a continuation. That's why I say it's good. It doesn't matter really where you're getting in if you're DCAing dollar cost averaging, because we do see growth potential in the company. It does move with the market. So you can see SPY jump. So also SOFI jump. Get back to my screen. I got to be able to see you guys. Oh, there we are. But what are you guys looking at? The market is moving. Let me know when y'all are checking in from. Are you trading today? Market is looking very robust. And also look for pullbacks. There's nothing wrong with seeing some pullbacks. My target price for the morning, I think SPY could definitely, and I'll go over my logic behind it. SPY is sitting at 38% of its ATR. Everybody knows, here are my levels. Here are my target levels right here. Push up, push up, push up. So my target of the day is going to be this 690. That's where I think it might tap out at, and it might continue to push. We got a buy long on the mobile algo indicator. I'm actually going to add another position. I'm not going to add into the same 690 play, and I want there to be a pullback like it was right here. I want a bearish candle to pop in right at this resistance line, and then it pop back up. That way I can get a good position. I don't get in on a high move and then it pulls back inside of my play. If I don't get the positioning, let me go see what other contract I want. Because that 38 contract, that $38, 68.20, that 69.20 was spot freaking on. 69.20 went from $38 up to 150. It was a beautiful, beautiful play. I want to be a little greedy, but I want to stay close to the money. So I'm going to add 69.50 to my watch list as well. And I'm going to add 69.30. I got the 69.20 on watch. I'm going to add the 69.30. But these things are moving. It is moving. I might have to come. I'm wanting a pullback. I might not get it. But I just don't want to be greedy and get trapped. So I may wait for a little bit of pullback, but I am up $24 in my contract, up 200%, well on the way to our $100 before lunch. Again, had I taken the trade that I added to my watch list, I'd be done for the day. It's 30 minutes in, would have been done for the day if I had have taken the 69.20 that I added to my watch list. Again, that contract was $38. It is up to 158. The gains are over 100%, 110, 115. Beautiful, beautiful. Good morning, good morning. Thank you guys for pulling up. Again, I was debating on coming in, but if you guys show up, I'm definitely going to show up. But this thing looks bullish today. It wants to make some strides. Again, I'm looking for a pullback candle, and I may not get it. It might hold the support and keep going. ATR is a little bit lower today. ATR was averaging about 9 or 8, between 8 and 9. We're down to about 7. So we still have plenty of room before the 15%. I'm sorry, 50%. We've got about 15 more percent to push up. So I really like this display. Like I said, for my next entry, I like a little bit of pullback. We opened up strong and ran, and now we're past that 9 a.m. We did create a gap here. All of my alerts from yesterday, top and bottom, went off. And I want to go over that too. If you were watching live yesterday, we were consolidating. We got out about lunch. I was looking for that path, and we didn't get it. We got the path down. And where did it trade to? Right down to the lower buy zone. So I actually took a put on SPY here and then turned around and took a call on SPX, like literally walking out the door. So I was like, this thing's about to do something. It's been consolidating. So I was able to catch about 65 this way and about 70 this way. So just in those 5, 10, 15, about 30 minute, I was able to catch a really good play. So if you can, if you have TradingView, do the bar replay. Go back and watch how yesterday played out. And if you're asking like why did I do SPY on one in SPX, it was about risk management and capital. I knew if I got a big move in SPX, it was going to be more profitable, and I had limited capital because I was already sitting in the put, and that put had not. The profits had not cleared. So they have to clear before you can go back and trade again. If you're day trading on a non-margin account, I'm trading on a cash account, so I have to wait for that to clear. Palantir, Farida. Let's look at Palantir. I've been trading Palantir since it was like under like $10. Like it was like $8. And I hate that I sold way back then, but I was a newbie. I was still learning. And I liquidated, but Palantir looks good. It looks bullish. It's almost 50% of its ATR, so we can look for a little pullback. But this could definitely move. Where's the opening candle? Open at 178, so we could see a high. If we do the 50%, 182. So I'd be looking somewhere up here at 182. We do, and then here's a sell order block popping up. So we know we're going to see some resistance right here. So we just want to be careful. I like Palantir. Definitely a banger. Bob, thanks for checking in. I think you're new here. Thank you so much. You did a call up, but I did a call on SPY. I'm actually inside of the 690 call. This is my lotto play, so I'm just gonna hold it, try to hold it all day, and see how much we pump. And then on my watch list, I have the 6920, 6950, and 6930 for XBXW. But I added the 6920 about 20 minutes ago. I make $20 in SPY. I respected my stop and missed a huge opportunity to make over 150. Respecting your rule can be so frustrating. In the beginning, Bob, it can be, but it creates discipline and it creates a lot of structure. So don't let that part beat you up. Just go back to your trading journal and know, okay, for the past week, I respected my 20 and I saw profits go well over that. That means you're ready to move up your profit target from $20 to $40, or if you're using a percent, that means you're ready to increase your percent or at least add on an additional contract. So don't let that beat you up. Just start to expand your trading strategy. You're ready. Hello. Can you do IWM? Sure. Let's go look at IWM. Remember, IWM is the Russell, so this is the smaller cap companies. Moves a little bit slower, but it does give us a preview of what's happening. So if IWM can push to 250, 250 and push through that zone, we see where the resistance is. Here's the high of yesterday. I would want to see this target come take here and then overtake and run, but we may get here, double top, and then come back down. But definitely, there's my target for IWM is a high of 252.65. We're getting some wicking to the upside, which letting me know there's some sellers coming in. Could be a little profit taking, but that's quite normal. We can see the wicking from yesterday. But I like IWM as well. Budget friendly, like if you have a lot of capital and you like speed, SPX is going to be your top tier. Then a step down, you can come trade QQQ. More budget friendly, we can come down to SPY. And then from SPY, we can trade IWM. Definitely build your bag. This thing's pushing monstrous moves right here. What else are you guys looking at? What else are you guys trading? See how IWM is still pushing? I can definitely see it coming up here to try and test. Got to get over the wick. So we had buyers come in and get taken out. Now IWM is pushing again. This is my target. SPY is pushing again. You see the levels. We got another buy long. You can see my levels. Where did I get these levels from? If you're doing the top down analysis, if you've learned how to chart, you should have the levels on the chart. Now I can see where we're going to have some resistance. We have that sell zone. Each time I go up, there they are. There, I can remove that box. Here are my levels. Here are my higher levels. This is how I know where things can get to. Going up on the higher time frame helps you see, okay, where's my resistance? On the 10, we don't see it. On the 15, we don't see it. On the 30, we can see that sell. When we get a little bit of pullback in this zone, we know it's going to struggle just slightly because we can already see this is where selling was at. And that's okay. That is totally okay. We just have to know how to play it out. This is why it's good to be able to stretch and be able to navigate between your time frames. But let's see if they can keep pushing. Selling puts and calls. Perfect. Make that money. I'm trying to find out which one to get into. Yeah, it's subtle right here. We want to see, like I said, it has pumped since the open. We've had only on the 5 minute, we've only had 3 bearish candles. So today might just be you just got to get in day. You might not get the perfect opportunity. You might get a little bit of pullback in between there, but 690 is my upper target on SPY, and that 252.64. If it can hold, again, markets can rally. There isn't much news, but hey, we can't control it. We just can play what we see. Do you mind briefly probably explaining how the time frame can help with knowing when to enter and exit a trade, please? Explaining. Yep. I took the SPY 688 call. Runners are up. Perfect. Jason. Jason is wrapping up his mentorship with me one-on-one. Phenomenal trader. Understands the market. Really dug down and studied. Taking advantage of the Discord. Trading the different signals. So great job, Jason. The time frames help you see. Now I am using the mogul algo indicator to help, and I have for value gaps the strat assist on. I could also probably put VWAP on, so we can see here on VWAP we rejected upper band 2. So the time frame just help you see where price action is, where resistance previously was, where was volume, those different areas. So using the mogul algo indicator, when I get to that 30-minute, I can see where the sellers are at. So now I know where buyers have to push through to go higher. I know there's going to be resistance there. So I'm not uh, unprepared to see pullback there. It's okay. I know there's going to be pullback there because I can see it. And that just helps you not get stumped out and not, close your trades too soon. Because a lot of times we get fearful. We see our trades go negative a little bit and we're like, oh, I need to get out. Market's turning. Well, it's just finding more buyers, see that pullback, and then it might shoot off again. So it just helps you see where the trades are sitting at, see where the positionings are, so you can understand where to go. I also use the higher time frames when I'm doing my top down analysis. You have to start at the higher time frames to know how the stock moves, know how the hedge funds and buyers, where they like to buy, where they like to sell. That helps you so much. You're more than welcome. Thank you all for tapping in. Getting a little bit of pullback here. We're going to see if it pumps again. More than welcome. And we can see again, you can see I have my levels. We're having resistance right at my level. How do I know it? Because it's already a previous level that was a resistance. So how do I know when to get in? I want to see a close above. I want to see it keep pushing. We're at upper band too. You want to see that? Hi guys, give me a moment. We're gonna transition. Give me just 1 second. Well, to 19. All right, guys, I'm back. I was in the room, and my wife is usually in the office because she works from home, so she's not feeling the best. So she's gonna take over the room, and I'm gonna come chill out in the living room. So we're gonna watch this. We're getting some pullback here. So if this holds, this would be a good place for entry. We find some support and can have a continuation up. If we come and break lower band one, that will be a look for us to take some profit, and we can always re-enter later if need be. Again, my target is 690. That doesn't mean SPY's target is 690. Remember, cut your bar countdown on. That way you're not freaking out inside of these candles when the market starts to pull back or run, or when you're looking to take an entry. It's going to also be super helpful. If you don't know how to get to the bar countdown, come into your settings, click on more settings. You're going to be on, come down to scales and lines, and then you want to go to countdown to bar close. I am on a 5-minute chart. Even if you're on a 10-minute chart, this helps you. Again, when I go to the 10-minute, you don't even see that pullback candle. You only see the continuation. So this is why, or this is where being on different time frames can be helpful. If you know you have anxiety, get off the lower time frame. Let me say it again. If you are anxious when you're trading, get off the lower time frame. That way you have much less noise. If you were just trading a 10-minute candlesticks from the morning open to now, there's nothing telling you to close your trade. You would be in position and you're just waiting on those candles to close. Also, you know how much longer we're going to be before that candle prints because you can see the candle countdown. So you wouldn't even saw that candle to be able to get tricked out of your play, but it would, you could come down on the lower time frame to see, okay, is this opportunity to enter my play? Hope that's helpful. If y'all are with me, we're about 30 minutes in. Drop some ones in the chat. Let me know what y'all have planned for the weekend. I'm gonna give y'all fair warning. The G babies are coming. My grandbabies are going to be here, so you guys might have a little bit more background noise, or I might be live with my little traders. They are my trading buddies. I have fun with them, so they may be joining the live trading with us. I mean, there's no earlier time. Me and my G baby, I'll put her on my chest, and we look at the charts and the screen. My grandson, he's a little bit more active. Have to keep him from touching and tapping everything. But hey, we're starting them early. They're going to have their own portfolios and have them trade. Again, I don't really plan. I don't perceive um, my grandchildren probably working. Once they know what Mimi does and what Mimi makes, I definitely will be training them and having them set up for the future. My daughter already doesn't. She wants to do the things that she likes, but she does not want to. She sees me and the way that I move and that positioning. Like she just feels like I always have money. I have the money. There's always money to be made. We made a quick video. I was like, I don't have no money. She was like, you got money. You make money in your sleep. You make money when you drive. You making money sitting right here. I know you do. You got some money. And she didn't lie. Before she had gotten home, I had sold a survey replay. So the money she wanted to spend just kind of magically popped into the account for a digital product that I created over 2 years ago. So that's another way to make money is having digital products. If you do something well, if people always come to you for help, that is something you can create. You can trade or change into or create a digital product and sell it. Not courses, not gimmicky things, but things that you are truly an expert on. This is my craft. This is what I do. This is what I have perfected in a skill set. So I do sell this as a product. It's not a digital product yet, but it is coming. So if you ever wanted to work with me one on one, or if you want to work on me in a group setting, I would definitely say tap in now until next year. Um, I have a connection now that's ready to build out my digital product with AI, where it would be pretty much the duplicate me that could teach you 24 hours a day without you needing me. Once that's created, you will probably not, my one-on-ones will probably be $10,000. Just because I just don't have to be present anymore. Once something can learn like me, speak like me, and integrate from the market. So again, these are no scare tactics, but if anybody wants to work with me one-on-one, I would say between now and next year is going to be your best opportunity, because I've really put in some work to try to see how can I perfect the online community around trading and not just do pre-recorded courses, things that are going to keep up. Well, incorporating AI, which everybody's afraid of, but we just need to be integrative with it, is going to allow me to teach the way that I want to teach, not just historical, but in real time. I can go into my AI device, tell it what I want, and then when you go and want to talk or want to learn how to trade, you can ask it questions and it will respond like me. It will think, it will be able to navigate. Again, most people think it's scary, but it is just more innovative. It is more, let's see, intuitive for you to be able to work with that type of information. So keep a lookout for that. Oh yes, you do. You got the men's breakfast club and your daughter's birthday. Yeah, you got a busy one, Jason. Jason said, I got the men's breakfast at 7:30 Saturday, family Christmas party at noon. Jason's a busy man. But hey, he's gonna have the capital to be busy. Chill out this weekend. No major plans. Some marketing stuff. It's always good to get some market study in. Chart time is important. Chart time. Um, and make chart time fun. I actually had a client I spoke with last night that was talking about meditating. And most of the time, like, I don't like to wash dishes. It's going to be the last thing I decide to do. I'll go fold clothes. I'll go sweep. I just don't like doing the dishes because you're stationary in one spot. So that's just not my favorite thing to do. So I leave it for last. So that's how we kind of get into the things that we have not mastered yet, which is sometimes charting. And when we get to the charts, it's like, I'm not going to do the chart time right now. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it the next day. Well, just start incorporating giving yourself 5 minutes a day. Then move that 5 minutes to 10, and then maybe add in some music or some inspiration, and it'll help you bypass that chart time where it doesn't feel so grueling and just I'm going to get on the chart to say I did it. And now you're babe of spot positions. You're doing it with intention. I'm going to the chart to see what setups I can see. Then I'm going to go to the option chain and go do research. That's how mine plays out. I don't just stare at the chart. I go and look at where are we retracing from, how to get into position, where do I see the options change levying out. More leverage, more scale sounds like the best possible path for you. But yeah, And it's just about again the time freedom. At first, I thought it was about money, and that was just the way I was raised. It was just like, okay, I'm going to go to college. I need to get a good job so I can make a lot of money, so I can be set. And no one ever talked to me about time. It wasn't about. It was just like, yeah, you're just going to work 40, 60 hours a week. You're going to make the money you want, and then when you get older, you can do other stuff that you want. Nobody ever said, well, in the time or in this day and age, you can be 21 and retire. You can be 18 and retire. You can, it doesn't have to be a particular age, and you can have a set number, and that number doesn't have to be $1 million. Diamond Dave, if y'all don't, make sure you go support David, Diamond Dave or David Williams, the retail trader. Listening to his Saturday shows over and over. And really, the mindset before he put a lot of stuff on his Patreon really made me sit down and think, okay, how much money do I really need to make to be happy? And it wasn't $1 million. It wasn't even close to 1 million. I mean, I could do a lot with 1 million, but my number wasn't 1 million. Once I found out that, once I knew it wasn't $1 million, it wasn't a Lambo, and it definitely wasn't a mansion. Um, I was able to home in and be very strategic with getting to my number instead of chasing something that was not going to be fulfilling. And a lot of times we chase these numbers that are just figments of what people say what you need, but you just need to know the number that what makes you great. So I did. I sat down with myself. I looked at my numbers. I looked at my family, and I knew what my number was, and I asked God for it. And He gave me about 20% more than that. After that, I said, "All right, okay." But I'm not limiting to myself. I'm not putting myself in just that box that that's all I need. That's all I need right now. As the economy grows and inflation grows, we're going to need more. So I'm trying to see, how do I take myself back out of this situation? Because right now, teaching you guys one on one takes time away from my family. I'm not able to reach a lot of people. So that's why I expanded to group. Now I'm able to teach 10 times as many people in a shorter period of time. But I want it to be effective. I want to see individuals growing and learning and helping more people be able to get out the rat race, or at least fuel their passion, pay for their passion. That's what I want. And it's such a different a vehicle, my first vehicle to help and help others was in medicine. That was the first thing. Now my vehicle is changed into finance because the medical world is changing too. I've worked in radioactive labs. I've worked in hospitals. I worked in retail. I worked in research. With the advances of AI, a lot of that stuff's going to be condensed, and they won't need an actual person. I had a surgery last year that was done manned by a person using a robotics. So we know the advances are coming. We just have to adapt with it. And that's what I'm doing. So I hope you guys are doing that as well, especially in your trading careers. Don't be afraid to incorporate AI and know what you're looking for. When you go to ChatGPT, don't go to ChatGPT asking, what trade should I take? Go to ChatGPT and say, based on historical data, looking at the chart and where the financials of this particular company, what is the range that this company will trade in? Now you got data for something to work off of, and then you can assess it to make an educated strike price. So it's all in about how you question what you do. And again, I will harp on Diamond Dave. When I came to him and learned how to trade, I would say, I'm looking at this to do this, to do this. And he'd ask me why. And I'm like, well, because of this, of this, of this. And I'm like, what do you think? And he's like, well, what do you think? Like, what is your basis on? Constantly asking me why, or asking me the question behind it, and not giving me his sign off to say, okay, that's a good trade, boosted my confidence so much, because we're always looking for validation. You want to come to me and say, hey, is this a good setup, or is this a good trade? And I'm here to offer that help, but I'm going to ask you, why did you pick that trade? Oh, I saw it in this other group and somebody else was doing it. Well, what's the research behind it? Why'd they pick it? Do you know why they picked it? Because if you don't know why someone takes a trade, you're not going to know why it goes wrong. You're not going to know when to get out. It's going to be just like jumping out of a plane with your parachute. If you've never practiced it, you don't know at what altitude you should pull your parachute. And that could lead to your demise. You can't pull it too early. You can't pull it too late. So you want to know those things. You have to practice. You have to learn. As I've rambled on with you guys, you've seen the market pull back to our support and continue to rise. So again, that's why I say I don't get in on a green candle. If I'm bullish, I like to get in on a red candle inside of those pullbacks for a continuation to the upside. If any of you all have taken a trade now, let me know what have you taken. Now we may consolidate here. So I want to see us push above the high of the day for a continuation or break this support for a put. It doesn't matter which one it goes. We don't have to be bulls or bears. We're just going to trade what we see, but we do have a rule in place of when or how we're going to take a trade. Now, if I take a put, if it breaks, where am I going to? We're going to see it come down and probably test VWAP, which is this white line. So I wouldn't take a put further out than about 687 or 686 because we might see some buyers sitting here at VWAP. If we push above, again, we're at 688. 688, 689, and 690 are going to be our next two targets to the upside. So we're going to see how those play out. Just scalp Netflix for 210. Ooh, you over there in the big money. Netflix can be pricey. Well, I forget. They did do a split. Adjust drawings. There you go. And Netflix, you all can see again, ATR. If you've never traded with me, I go over ATR a whole lot. The ATR in this up 191, so that was a beautiful scalp. Let's go look at those contracts. Let's see if we can pull up and get these Netflix contracts. Netflix. Look at that volume. And these were not expensive contracts. 104. These are already up. That was a good play. Good play. How could I have played this? I don't trade Netflix. Netflix gap down. Could have waited till it started to get to the bottom of the gap. We're above VWAP. Take the 100 and then take it. Where did it open? Netflix opened at 98. Whew, you could have took 98 to 100, which is psychological. Then 102. Easy peasy take and then get out of the trade once it starts to hit this resistance area. Kind of rejecting under upper band 2, which is two standard deviations away. Now it's coming down. You can play both sides. Beautiful, beautiful setup. Got 4 minutes left in this candle. It's trying to push up. We're sitting on upper band 1. So what we don't have catalysts like news coming out. So this is just pure market sentiment and pushing this to see where they want it to go. Still have to have patience in the market. And we're still watching. So what else you guys got? Any other tickets we want to look at? Because we're just going to watch this play out. Like I'm holding my plays. There's no reason for me to get out of my trade. I want to go over. If y'all don't have anything else to look at, I want to go over. I have a client. They were in a trade today, and they said they were going to get out. And I asked them what their stop loss was. And just thinking about your stop losses don't have to be negative numbers. Like they'll say, "Oh, if I lose 20%," well, if I'm already up 100%, my stop loss doesn't have to be negative 20, and I'm up $100. My stop loss can be $80. I can make it just minus $20. So make sure when you're thinking about your stop losses, you're not always looking at stop loss as a loss or a negative. It's just what has been taken away from the profits that you had. So don't think, okay, I'm up $100. I'm going to be stubborn and stay in this trade. I'm not going to cut it until I lose $20. No, why would we wait for it to lose all that profit and that premium? We can just make that stop loss sooner. Whatever we're in profit, we don't give any of the gains back. So keep that in mind when you're trading. Don't let yourself fall trap to, oh, I think I have to wait till I'm negative, or I have to let it fall out, or I have to hold my guns and stick to the play that whole entire time. You don't. You can always get back out the trade, but you want to do it with profit. So we're seeing that resistance. We see the weak high come up with using the mobile algo indicator. I'm coming up on the 30. We can see sellers are there. And on the 10-minute, they're kind of pushing down. So there's a lot of selling pressure right there. Buyers have to come in strong to push through that zone. I forgot to send out some replays, so we're going to watch the market and while I do some stuff in the back. Followed the news. They're in the works with the WB merger, but major pushback from media. Great job. Great job. Yeah, it's not expensive at all. That thing looks great. Great setup there. A1 with looking at the news, being able to see the play. Great job. Where's this? I think it's this one. Forgot to send some client replays out. I usually try to get them out, but I fell asleep last night. I was pooped. So I'm a day or two behind on replays. Get those pushed out. When you work with me, you get lifetime access to your replays unless something happens with YouTube. But yeah, you get lifetime access to your replays that you could go back and study. I don't know which one of these screens I was in. I have way too many. Oh, looks like we're pushing down. Now we're getting two bearish candles. We could see a reversal coming. But again, we want to wait for confirmation. You don't want to just jump out like, oh, I'm bearish. I'm getting a put. I'm going right now into my put. Wait for a 2-point setup. You don't have to just jump out the gate and get a put. You don't have to close your trades. You want to have a reasoning behind why you're taking a play. Oh, it's not going to be in there. Okay. All right. We're holding some support here. See that support line. We're coming back to test that support again. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing to the channel. The more, it's easy, it's free. Like, share this out, get more people used to coming in, checking out the channel. There we are. We're getting that second candle. See if it's going to break that support, or do they find more buyers right there? Let's see what we got. Now, if I take the trade again, we want to use our 2-point setup. If I'm looking for a put, here are my arrows. We hit a high. And do we get a close below support? Not just come and test it. You want to see it close below support for confirmation. Oh, there we go. It's coming. See how we wait for a setup? Now, remember I said we might see some buyers pop back up here at VWAP. So I'm just going to mark VWAP, and I'm going to make it a dotted line just so I know I'm aware of it and where I could see some buyers coming in at. Nothing wrong with doing a scalp to the downside at all. Oh, look at there. Look at there. Wick down to above VWAP and pop right back up. Can't make it up, guys. Again, it's important for chart time, and it's important to be able to see the market live so you know how it reacts. So you get used to looking for, well, we might be getting a fake out. Hey, thank you for joining in. Thank you. Thank you. We're just watching the market, and we just watched the market reject at VWAP and pop back up. So what they did was they probably trapped some bears that wanted to come in and get puts. They did not wait for a complete close. They got the put, bounce, boom, right to the negative or right to their stop loss. So that is, again, why I try to make sure I wait for confirmation first. You don't have to just jump out here. We wait for confirmation before a setup. I want to give you guys some fun facts as we sit here and watch the market. This is going on year four that I've been in business and teaching people how to trade. I'll never forget. I was just thinking, like, is this something I really want to do? And I got COVID. I didn't want to take the vaccine or anything, but I got COVID. I was sick, um, not feeling well, but we were spending, I think, what's this, Christmas or Thanksgiving? I think it was cold. I think it was around the Christmas holiday. We were at my in law's house, and I had consults. So I was in the room, still, nose running, still teaching people. And I was like, am I going to want to do this? Like, I don't feel well, but I got clients that pay me and I need to show up. And now we're here 2, 3 years later, and I'm still going. I'm still doing this. So I appreciate everybody that's been here with me from the beginning. I've definitely heard a lot of people who've worked with me and listened to me in the beginning. Like, yeah, you've grown. They can tell by how much more confident I am in my trading style. So I appreciate everybody who's been here since the very beginning. Got another bearish candle. So now we're consolidating, and buyers and sellers are looking to see who's going to take control. Buyers to control the morning, who's going to take control? Well, the first hour, we're going to see if sellers can come push down, or where buyers come back in and continue to hold the market up. Again, I have a support line here. That support line is at 687.62. If there's a close below that, we could be bearish down to VWAP. If we don't close below that, we could just keep seeing selling down and bouncing back up. Buyers come back in at that zone. So we really want to take a look, know what's happening. There's a lot of selling pressure in that candle. Make sure my fair value gap. Oh, my fair value gaps are not on. Boom. I can't see the buyers. There's sellers. If sellers push through these buyers, then we can have a continuation down. But there's some strong buyers sitting right here. That's why it wicked. We can see the strong buyers right here. We can see the wick buyers. We can see it wicking again because we have buyers sitting right there. That way it's not a mystery when trades go a different way. You can literally see it on the chart and know, okay, what direction is it going in? Why is it changing? You see it directly on the chart. Oh, look at them push through. Now, they are they going to take out all these buyers right here at VWAP, or are they going to find support? Looks like sellers might have gotten a little strong right there. We can see the buyer box popping in and out. And look, buyers came back in. We had a reasoning behind how we would take or when we would take a put. We have a rejection of the high of the day, and we need to see a close below support. If we don't get that, it's just market movement. We wait on the setup. So do the next candle now. The next candle now we're presenting. Boom. There's the next candle setup. You want a complete close. You don't want to get trapped. You don't have to be first. You don't have to be early, but you do want a complete close. Because we've had bounces off VWAP and go higher once it came from there. So VWAP is going to be very important. You're also sitting right at the 20, and the 20 is a 20 MA, which is a moving average. Now we're breaking down through VWAP to lower band 1. They are going to catch some more buyers right here where we bounced up on. But again, we could have a strong bullish day and still come right back down and go right back up with afternoon reversals. We're sitting here watching the market play out. Good job. Again, I'm not taking any puts. It has to do my 2 point setup. That candle does close below that support line. Now we're testing VWAP. I just like confirmations. If we take a put right here, like I said, if we took a put 687, 686, 20, 30%, easy peasy. But you see the VWAP, you see that standard deviation line 1 and how buyers are coming in. And it looks to be there's a faint line of a wick here, and you can see it faintly buyers right there. The upper time frames, the 4 hour and the daily are green, but we can see 15, 5 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour, all bearish. So this is a 50-50. It could go either way. Sellers can come push this all the way back down. Buyers could push up where higher time frames look more bullish. We also want to pay attention to the other. We can look at our horsemen, see what Google's doing, see how IWM is doing, see how the market is really moving with those underlying stocks. If y'all are still with me, drop some twos in the chat. You're following along. If you got questions, drop them there. We'll stay on maybe another hour. So we'll see if we get some more action here. But again, I'm hoping it's being informative to see, okay, how the market's moving. How do I need to be patient? How do I work through consolidation? How do I see an entry for a put? How do I see an entry for a call? How do I work through reversals? All of those situations and setups. I hope it is starting to make sense. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Buyers keep popping in right there. So sellers have to push hard to push through this zone. Have to find me some copyright free music to play in these backgrounds. Cause let's just be so quiet. I actually, as I was trading yesterday, I was watching Limitless, and it just looks so different. Like I don't even think I paid attention to the fact that he took um, that substance that was NZT or something like that, and then he decided to go flip his money in a fund in brokerage. Like before, I mean that it just went over my head. But watching it yesterday made so much sense on how he could leverage, how he could use data, how he could come in and just dominate the market with his skill. I never noticed it before, but I'm going back now, like when I'm trading and putting on stock or trading related movies and watching them now. Total difference in mindset. The Big Short, um, Wolf of Wall Street is more comical, but still, I'm just watching the movies now. I'm trading places. Trading places never resonated with me before, but now that I'm a trader, I like go back and watch it, and I'm catching stuff, and I'm like, wow, like that was so cool to see it there. Like initially we were just watching it for entertainment, but they were just showing how the commodities markets work, how the news comes out. Like it's just mind blowing, what you see and understand once you start to trade. And we can see it's rejecting VWAP. So that's giving us more bearish sentiment that this could push down. Buyers would have to get back over VWAP for this to be bullish, because we can see some strong selling right there on VWAP. And VWAP is volume weighted average price. All right, more bearish sentiment pushing on down. So much indecisive. If buyers are trying to push up, sellers are trying to push it down. We can really see it play out in that candle. Hey, thanks for checking in. We're watching the market play out. Like this candle, we're in between. We're battling is already trying to take out VWAP. And then it's going to take out standard deviation one. So we're watching bulls and bears battle right here. If you guys can hear that, those are my dogs. It must be another dog out and they're not happy. And we can see a lot of wicking set up upside. A little more doji. Looks kind of like a gravestone doji. I wanted to make sure I said the right one. If you know me and you work with me, I don't go into a lot of the candles and knowing if you can understand the market structure first, then you can go deep diving into the different candles. Some people just sit their whole life just trying to map out the candles and never make a trade. You can like downtime study and understand the candlesticks, but understanding overall structure and sentiment is even more helpful. If you don't know, the gravestone doji is a more signal of a bearish reversal. This one still has a lot of bullish volume coming in after it. It also depends on what time frame, but it can appear at the top of a uptrend. We're not quite at the top anymore. Signaling for a bullish momentum, maybe ending and a downtrend is potentially beginning. So there we're getting more doji. We have closed under VWAP, and we're about to come back and test that standard deviation 1. Who in here studies candlesticks? Did any of you study candlesticks? Again, it's not something I think people have to take a whole class on. They have games. They have different flashcards on candlesticks. So definitely being able to recognize some of the most popular ones are important. But don't spend your whole life not trading because you're just trying to memorize candlesticks. You can always Google. You can always go find them. So it's nothing you have to memorize. You're like, oh, I need to know all the candlesticks before I trade. Being able to recognize them is important. But just being able to like just classify what this candle is doesn't always translate over into being a great trader. So again, I don't teach a lot of fluff. We get straight to the charts and get busy. This will be kind of in your homework to be able to go and recognize different size candlesticks or different labeling of candlesticks. And there we got a sell short. We're getting more confirmation. Can look at puts. Like I said, we're looking at 686 puts. They're gonna have to come push through these buyers as well right here. I'm just gonna see. I'm gonna continue watching. Got another sale order block, and those sellers are gonna have to come push through here. I did have. This is the top of my range from yesterday at 685.35. Above that was bullish. All right, coming down to standard deviation one. There we go. Again, we always look for our setup. We got it. Got confirmations for puts. It's gonna sell down to right here. I'm probably gonna see some buyers because we can see that order block there. Let's see if I cut my fair values gap off. See how you don't see that order block? The looks how I go fair value gaps pops up so I can see where buyer volume is. Yep, there you go. Put that time in, practice. Don't spend all day, but take some time out daily to start understanding your different candlesticks, what they mean, how to navigate them, and on which time frame. Buyers are trying to find a little leverage right there. Not much. You're gonna have to get this next wave during this afternoon lunch era. Still pushing down. It's just a slow move right here, and I feel like there could be a bounce. So I'm a little skeptical. Gold puts at 160%. Excellent day for me. I'm so proud of myself because typically I'm a security. It's okay. Good, good. You're making waves. I'm loving to see the gains. I got to get on gold. I've been sleeping on gold, but I definitely need to tap into gold. There it is. Selling down to the buyers. We saw rejection of the high, confirmations, selling down to the buy zone. Again, we like confirmations. We can see the selling. Now, if I push this out, this is where I see if they can break this area, which was the buying zone. The battle. I wish it had more volume because this is just so slow. It's selling, but it's not just knife dropping. We saw some knife drops yesterday. They're kind of propping it up. Slow crawl back down. Yeah, this is getting so stagnant. I'm gonna go grab some water. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, so we know why it's popping up. We see the buyer sitting there. They got to take it out, or it's got to come. We got to do one or two things. Buyers have to step it up to push through here, or sellers have to push through this buyer zone. That's all we can get. One of the two things. Somebody's gonna step up. All right, we're pushing through that little the zone. We can see the sellers. We can see sellers here, sellers here, sellers here. All this stagnation. Okay, buyers trying to step up. We still got 3.5 minutes in this candle, so we'll see where it goes. All right, buyers need to push through that little sale block right here and see if it starts to come back up. We literally sold down to the 200 MA. Did we hit the low of the day? 685.32. We didn't quite tag the low of the day, but we did sell down to the 200 MA. And now we're holding the 200 MA to come back up and test VWAP. And so again, watching, let me see how I could show you guys. Because the EMA, the moving averages inside the trading view are different than the ones that are on my, let's see, let's do it this way. All right, can you guys see that? Yay, perfect. Okay, so here's what I'm referring to. So these are my moving averages. This is my chart inside of Webull, and I keep it really clean because I only want to see these things. I'm only trading off the pure price action with my moving averages. I do have the TTM squeeze, RSI, but I don't even really look at those at the bottom. I'm looking at pure price action. So we can see we got a rejection of the high coming down to test the 20. This purple line is the 20. The gold line is VWAP. The red line is the 50 MA, and here's the 200. So we could have clean, had I been looking at this one, cleanly sold down to the 200, and now we ride it back up because now we're seeing the 200 is supported. We want to see a close above the 50 to come and test VWAP above the 20, and we're off to the races. So again, looking at your MAs or moving averages is also helpful in getting confirmation on directional plays. So that's why I like to keep that one clean. Not a whole lot of everything, but this also gives me more confirmation in trading view. But I like those moving averages inside of Webull. I gotta get in. Said I was in nurse mode, saying push, push, push. Buyers gotta push if they wanna if they wanna push this back up. Someone just messaged me, why did Netflix go back down after the announcement? Well, they already had the announcement, or it was rumored. So it's buy the news, sell the hype. They have already played, everybody bought into it. and now it's coming back down for support. So you got if you got the news late or to the play, you can see it come back down. So it's technically not down, but it did pull back. And look at there. Oh, look at there. Now what do? We get a support line market, and if we're looking for bullish, we want to look for our two things. Make sure you're getting your two things. We got a hold of support, and then we get close above. So this is just wicking. We're getting more confirmation. We could get into a call for reversal. We can also get more confirmation by waiting for a close above VWAP. So see, we're getting a setup. We're making an analysis for the reason behind why we would look for a trade. Why would we enter? What contracts can we enter? Where we're sitting at 686. We can get in the money at 686 calls. We can get 687, 688. Because where do we top out at? About 688.5. So knowing the proper contracts to take is also essential. But we're wicking to the upside. That's letting me know sellers are coming in strong. Buyers have to push. Sellers are selling this down, and buyers are going to have to push through here and push through this sell zone. Just like sellers pushed through that strong buy zone and got here and couldn't push through these buyers. These buyers have to come push through those sellers. If you guys are still with me, if it's kind of making sense, drop some threes in the chat. Let me know if it's making sense. Let me know if it's helping you guys understand. Let me know if it's increasing your patience. Let me know, does the point setup help? Has anybody used the point setup? And if you haven't used the point setup, do you plan to start using the point setup? It's helpful. It's all algorithm based. What's all algorithm based? Give me more details. And thank you for tapping in. Stop saying buying and selling. Why? It's easy for people to understand. Like, it's not all in the conversation, but you got to be able to resonate with the people that you're teaching. If I come in and say algorithm makes, half of the people that I teach are going to fall off. I have to make it easier for them to understand as well. They can understand and know algorithmic base, but as soon as I say that and they don't understand that term, they're going to drop off. It's about preference, short and long. It depends because you can say short and long, but you can also say buying and selling. Neither is wrong. You would suggest I short. Great. Okay. I'm not doing anything. I'm watching for sentiment. I didn't say that I was short. I said if I was to get a call, I would be looking for these levels, but I'm looking for the point of setup. I don't have my confirmation is short. The confirmation is short was back here already. This will be a continuation of a short. Glad it is helping. You see those? And again, they say short. You can see the shorting right here or selling. I see bearish sentiment, or short sentiment, whichever one makes sense for you. Good job. What strike prices you select? Are you in SPY or are you in SPX? See, it's breaking down into buying zone. I'm not in anything. Most of the time, futures, great futures. That's what. See, I could tell by your language. Most of my traders are trading options, so going short and long is not really how they understand. They're going with how what buttons they're clicking. So if I were to be here, see, I'd be selling and buying if I was trading my futures, but they're purchasing option contracts. So they're looking for calls or puts. So they would be in puts. So the language has to resonate with whichever market they're trading in, whether they're trading futures, forex, or options. But I understood by the language that you were more than likely trading futures. That SPX, I would like it over here. Again, SPX falls to about 68.50. 68.50 has been my like go-to right now. That thing gonna print. I like when I'm looking at SPX on the 1 minute. See, it's on that level. We get that knife fall till about 68.55. That contract's probably a little hefty because it's still early. Let's take a look. Where's my SPX? 68.50. 68.50 is 720 bucks. Let's go 6,800. 125. I'm adding those to my watch list. I am. I just switched over to SPX. I'm watching the price. Um, Timing perfect. I mean, I don't know when you got in. You said from the swing high. Depending on when you got in, but I mean, if you got in from the swing high, great entry for sure. Look at that 1 minute again. So busy, but you can see a lot of the sales. See, we got sell short here, lower time, got the sell short, higher time frame, and right to the T. Boom. Hope you're. What's your take profit in the contract from when I said short? Okay, when you got short, what's your take profit? When are you going to take profit? Do you have a percentage or a amount? Are you a scalper or a swing trader? Gotcha. I got you. Ha. My client, I have a client. I told them we were going to continue our mentorship a little bit longer, but I told them they weren't supposed to trade for 2 weeks. They just posted on Facebook, shh, don't tell my teacher I traded today. I'm supposed to be learning. But they made over $1,000. I'll allow it. I think I should give them a pass. They just made a awesome play, and I'm just gonna let them know I see it. I'll allow it. They did really well. They did really well. I'm proud of them. What advice can I give you about what for your futures? I don't trade futures. I'm actually looking for a broker that I want to trade on. I'm still going back and forth on whether or not I want to use my own money or use a prop firm. So, are you trading your own money or are you using a prop firm? And what kind of advice would you like on trading, on scalping? I'm a scalper. I scalp options, but I have not been on futures. Trying to see that they called that in Discord. They took a 68.60. So again, Discord is still, I think until midnight tonight or Sunday, Discord is still 80% off for the yearly and 90% off for lifetime. So I want to come in, probably Kendra. I'm trying to see who probably called this SPX play. Did Angel call it? Who called it? Because I know somebody signaled it for for this client to take that trade. Was it Hannah? Oh, she might have been on live with Hannah. It's gonna be Hannah or Kendra. I know it's gonna be one of these two people. Okay, Angel was in IWM. The Kendra. No, who called it? Okay, it has to dirty it. No, that's the call. I was trying to see who called, who signaled the put. I don't think she would have took a top hat. Yeah, I'm trying. I gotta figure out. I'm gonna ask her. I'm gonna ask her whose contract, whose signal did she take? She took somebody's signal. Prop ATM. Prop. So I'm not sure what you mean. I just benefits. I mean, it's another market to trade and to allow you to trade the options market, stocks. Um, I think some people that don't learn to trade options first, they futures, you're allowed to leverage. I'm not sure if you're allowed to leverage what you have in futures, but if you're building up your stock portfolio, you can leverage against your brokerage account or those shares and not have to use your true capital. It allows you to pay for expenses. So it just depends on all what your goals are, whether you want to use options or just use futures. That's dope. I'm trying to behave and stay the course, but I can't wait to take her first life class. We got it. We got it. We got it. Again, she's in Discord. Um, she broke, like I said, she broke a rule. She wasn't supposed to trade for the next 2 weeks. But again, if you take a trade and you make $1,000, I'm not gonna fuss too much. We just had a deal in place for her one-on-one mentorship, but she's doing good. She's getting more comfortable with. When we meet again, she better know some things about the charts because we went through charting. So it's not just about taking a trade and taking a signal. It's also being able to know why you're in it, how that trade is playing out. So I want her to be able to fish as well as learn the trading. So it's a matter of teaching the skill and being able to fish, knowing the underlying. We'll probably talk about this play. It's screenshot. It's on Facebook, so I'll be able to go back and us break it down and look at the chart, so she truly understands why that trade played out, how she made money. I don't just teach you about, okay, just come to the Discord, take a signal, and go about your business. It's also about going back and retesting the plays so everybody knows why we took it, what we look for. It's kind of training like mini me's of us. Majority of us trade SPY, majority of us trade IWM. Um, the top tier Apple, Tesla, swing trading, understanding like how to read a 10Q, Q10 or whatever the thing, the fundamentals behind some of the companies. So it's all about education and being able to trade. Pascal, thank you for dropping in. Thank you, thank you. See, this is the mogul algo. Fine, there's buyers sitting here, indecisiveness. So the afternoon reversal usually comes in a trend of whatever direction the reversal, what direction we're in. Right now we're selling down. So once we in about 20 minutes, we might in about 5 minutes to 15 minutes, we may start to see an afternoon reversal. And since we're in a downtrend, we might see a reversal back to the uptrend. Doesn't always happen, but we do. We can typically see an afternoon reversal. Now they know I've seen it, and now they're going. I want to make sure they know. Well, come on through. Thank you so much for tapping in and come back through. We definitely want to talk about futures more and let me know about your prop firm or what platform you're trading on. Whenever you're ready, Pascal, I got you. That's the thing with the stock market. It's not going anywhere. The only thing that's a time limit is the price that you get in. So at some point, you're going to pay for somebody's course or you're going to pay for a one on one or you're going to put some time into YouTube and learn on your own. That's the only difference. But I tell people, hey, the market's not going anywhere. I got clients signing up and already booking their spots, and then they're not going to start until after April when tax season is over with. Because they're just going to be so busy. And I have people, they do resets. They come back and they're like, hey, I got to reset again because I was so swamped. I didn't even get to look at charts. I've been up to my elbows in accounting and paperwork. So stock market's not going anywhere. Commodities wise, again, you could trade futures, you could trade forex, you could trade options. This is just what I first learned how to trade with trading. So that's my baby. It's what my comfort is. But I do plan to, like, when I stop trading options, when I stop teaching options full time, I'll probably go into trading futures. I've been practicing, um, and it's a little bit different. And I'm not trading on a live account. In TradingView, they give you like the data's off a little bit, but I've been practicing my paper trade account for futures. I think I'm up like 3,000. So if you come into TradingView and you go into your trading panel, you can select paper trade and here's my futures account. So if I want to trade this, I'll bring that back down. I'll come over to ES. I'll say I think there's a continuation down. I'll go for a sell. I'm not going to put any take profit. Sometimes it gets weird. It's going to tell me it's not live. So when I get in, it's probably going to be negative. So let's see. Oh, there we go. So this is simulating trading futures. These are in ticks and they are 1250 each tick or point. And then I can put in a stop loss or a TP, so I can change my TP and say, okay, I want to make 200. Boom. So now I confirm it. So I've had my TP. I'm not going to set a stop loss because we're just simulating what could happen. But again, this is a way for you to try to get comfortable. Don't go into these prop firms just blind. Come over here and practice while it's free. Don't use your money first. And usually I don't get in. Like I got in on a 5 minute. I would have definitely should have been down on this 1 minute so I could see the moves because they're a lot faster and you're making a lot more money. But yeah, I shouldn't have got in right there. I should have been on the 1 minute. But we can say, okay, instead of 200, I may hit the stop. If it doesn't sell right here, I'll just close out the trade. But futures will be next. You can see how this moves. Like we weren't in this contract or this position that long, and money was made. So that's why futures is a lot more lucrative to people than trading options. It's like, oh, options is slow money and little money. But anything additional is great funds. A lot of people can't deal with the fast market or the futures market, so they do trade options. But once you get the skill set, you may want to switch over and trade options and then trade futures as well, and then get into crypto and forex. So you're not limited. Yeah, this is pushing up, so I'm gonna close it. Let's see. I'll do a stop at 3. See, it's up here. Let's do. I usually do 250, but it's gonna hit it. So we're gonna just do. We'll do whatever that is, and we're gonna confirm it. So negative 312, which would have been like 300, will get stumped out. Um, Usually I keep it because I was doing a prop firm. I'll do a negative 250. Only using half. Like I think you have like a 1500 drawdown. So I would just use 500 and I breaks it between trade. 250 here, 250 in the next trade, and then just look for my target. But futures is a totally different beast. Again, if you got high anxiety, stick with options or crypto. If you're able to manage and you want the faster moving markets and faster money, futures is another opportunity. No, I do not teach futures. I do have other traders that do, but this is just not something I've mastered. I don't feel like for me, not for other teachers, for me to teach, I have to master it. I have to have the been and got my withdrawals and see the capital there. And I've done that multiple times in options. I have not had a withdrawal from profits inside of doing futures. So I'm not going to teach it. I know the basics, but I do know other people who have been trading futures for quite some time, got multiple payouts doing prop firms and leverage. So I definitely can recommend you to some great people. If they're still teaching, again, most of the time they make a lot of money and then they just get like, they might make an automated course, but a lot of them don't even waste time teaching. And some of them that do teach still, it might be a pretty penny to get inside. This will probably, oh, it was going up and I almost hit my stop. But again, this is paper trading, not my real capital, just to simulate how the movement happens in futures. We're making higher highs though. I might just let this close out at, like, if I can get negative 100 and then we get into a call or a buy order, because this seems to be pushing back up. See, there we got negative 100. Is you going to make one more drop? Nope. So we're just going to close that out. And I'm going to wait. Oh, probably could have got back break even. Look, it's still going. Let's try it one more time. Oh, there it goes. So as soon as I enter, it goes in profit. I would have hit my target. We want to see it test there. It's already in profit. 135. If it completes that candle, 100, we're going to take some profit. Boom. And that's it. So what does that look like? If I come back over here to my orders in history, I see what happened. Order history. There you go. So first trade, was this the first one today? No, that was the other day. So here, first one was negative $237. Second one was positive 125. And had I held it a little bit longer, it would have just went positive. So again, I like to practice here. It's still simulated. This isn't giving real time data, but it's just good to watch. It's good to see how futures move. And most people are like, yeah, no, that's a little too busy for me. Again, if this breaks again, see if it can get 100. Nope, it's moving back. We'll take profit. Yeah, easy peasy. It's not that easy when you're trading out your regular account because, like I said, this isn't the live data, so it's coming in a little bit more in profit, but it's cool. I heard with futures that you can set a stop and it will automatically trigger, unlike options. What do you mean the stop won't trigger like options? You can set a stop that'll trigger in options. You can set stop losses and take profit in options. It just depends on what trading platform you're on. Robinhood doesn't let you set them, but Webull and the other brokerages will. I'm not sure. I don't trade futures. Django Leg is back with the short. And Django, what do you trade? I'm on ES. When you're looking at futures, what do you trade? Let's go back to SPY real quick and then we'll come back to futures. Getting a little bit of everything today. There's my support line. See my level? Told you guys. There's my level. There's my alert that going off. So if they break that level, I know it's more bearish sentiment. We got it in the SPX. What was my 68.50? Didn't break down. We found another support level. It just looks to be like it wants to come back up now. So if I came back over to ES still looks bearish. SPY and SPX still looks bullish. SPX looks very bearish. NQES, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Let's go back to SPY. Let's go up on a 5. Take a look. There's my alert line. Got a couple of buyers coming in. Got another supported line right there. Need it to get above there for this to reverse. But we got strong move 1, move down 2. We could consolidate down here. But let's call it an afternoon so far, and then we'll come back in. We'll probably come back for a power hour, guys. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Like, share, and I will see you guys back at power hour.